Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, it's your host, Calvin Domingo, aka Steezy A. Smith. And yes, I got another VIG, another very important guest joining me today. I'm not alone. With Press Sports, whoo, got another exclusive interview for y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome 2022 All-State and All-Region tight end. He's currently a Mercer University commit, finished his senior year with 13 touchdowns on 43 receptions. Without further ado, please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Baxley O'Brien.
What's up, guys? What's up?
What up, bro? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. How about yourself?
Wonderful, bro. You're over there on the East Coast, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It's okay. What you up?
Yeah, 8:47 right now.
8:47. Okay, bro. What you up to right now?
Shoot, today woke up, went to work, worked out, ran a little bit. Now just shower. I just ate supper. Just hanging out now.
Okay, so it's been a long day.
Yeah, so I'm pretty.
Say the least.
I'm gonna be ready to go to bed after this. I'll say that.
Okay, for sure. Hey, I just wanted to say, bro, because I forgot to say this in the intro, but you just graduated high school, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hey, congratulations on that, bro.
Thank you.
Hey, real happy for you, for real.
Thank you.
Man, but let's just kick things off. Honestly, I'm curious, bro. So let's take a trip down memory lane. Let's start back all the way from the beginning. Let's run it back. And I know you're also a dual sport athlete, so we're gonna touch on this. But growing up, or what got you into football, and at what age? Who got you into it, and why'd you get into it?
Shoot, I got into football first year. I actually played up. I was 5, played up on the 6U team. My dad, he's one of the guys like, oh yeah, I could have went pro, man. So he's always like trying to live through me. So he's my biggest inspiration. Always made me work, but So I mean, literally, like when I could start running, and he's like, all right, can you throw? I'm like, yeah. He's like, can you catch? Yeah. So hopped me right in, went in. Hated it every second of it. From like 6U to like 10U. I was like, this is awful. Baseball's my sport. I'm not playing this. When I get to middle school, I'm done. And I just kept going. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty good. I was quarterback back then. I was like, quarterbacks get the ladies. I'm chilling. I'm about to go to middle school, about the 8th grader. Like, we're chilling right now. I'm happy. Mm-hmm. And then, I just kept loving it. Yeah, I just fell in love with the game.
But are you able to attribute any one thing, or are you able to attribute a couple of things which led to you, I guess, falling in love with it? Because you said that you didn't like it at first. So was there anything in particular that happened?
It was just kind of like, I think it was probably maturity. Like, really, it was like my dad, I was always training. Like, I was doing like quarterback drill. Like, I was like quarterback. I was working out. And then I would like look and be like, oh, my friends are at the pool. I'm at the gym, so like this is not really adding up. But then I like to the more I thought about it, I was like, all right, like whenever I'm older, I'm gonna get free college. I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna go to college for this. They're gonna be wondering, like thinking about what they're gonna do after. And I was like, I know what I'm doing. So and then it just kind of just clicked in my head. And I was like, what? I've already made it here. So like, why stop now? Why not do that extra step? Keep working. Like, keep trying to be better. Keep grinding. Just fell in love with it. Fell in love with the work ethic, everything.
Mm-hmm. No doubt, bro. Before we continue, I'd be remiss not to mention the fact that over here at Press Sports, when conducting these interviews, we're looking for users who have a story to tell. And Mr. O'Brien, I think your story is very interesting, very unique. You talk about baseball and how that was your initial love. I mean, I tell other baseball players all the time, I might be a retired athlete. And if you know me back in my playing days, I'm a hooper. I play football, but I grew up. Well, baseball is my first love as well. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? But one day, I took a fastball to my nose, and ever since then, I was kind of scarred, and I was just like, "Yo, like this ain't for me." So,
I feel that.
Yeah, but I was a little kid too. I was young. So I wasn't like mentally strong, mentally sharp. I was a little crybaby back then. So who knows? I mean, if that happened to me today, I definitely wouldn't have the same sort of mindset. Yeah. But Baxley, bro, and just because this was brought up to me or this was mentioned, but another big user on the app, and you happen to be good friends with them. I think you know who I'm talking about. But Mr. Drew Jones.
Yes, sir. He's the one that got me into Press Sports. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, because we were gonna touch on that at the end, but because you kind of just
My fault.
brought it up.
My
No, no,
bad.
no, no. Don't apologize. You good, bro? You good? So we might as well continue. I mean, so he brought you into it, but did you know him before he brought you into it?
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's one of those just like my uncle and his granddad worked out the same place. I ended up playing. Me and Drew played each other when we were like 8. Came to the bottom inning, took him off the wall. We, just a little walk off, and then their coach. I mean, we were literally like, I think we were 8U, 9U, and their coach was like, he's like, yeah, like I was playing for some like little rinky dink team like right around my area, and it was like he was on team lead back then, I think, and his coach was like, yo, like come play for me. All right. Then I went over there. Me and Drew just kind of came close. Like we kind of knew each other already. Then his dad, Mr. Andrew, Andrew Jones, like everybody knows him, of course.
Mm-hmm.
He, he's from Curacao, right? So he was like, yo, I gotta have one. He's like, I'm taking Drew. I need one more kid to come play with me for Team Curacao. He's like, you good? And I was like, let's go. Went down to Miami, played a big tournament down there, played like Canada, Mexico, USA. And I mean, me and him just ever since then, just been boys.
But I mean, I have a hard time, or I'd imagine you'd have a hard time turning down a 5-time MLB All-Star. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's kind of like a no-brainer. It's like, yo, this, the Andrew Jones just offered me to play for his team. Like, come on, you know what I mean? So that's real cool to hear, bro. I mean, if you had it your way, would you be playing both sports entering college? Like, was that ever like in the cards, or it was always just like, I'm gonna just stick to one come college?
It was like I said, it was all baseball. Back in the day, I felt like I was a lot better at baseball than football. Like I liked it more. I thought I was better. I got to high school and they moved me from quarterback to tight end, and I was like, I'm this is gonna suck. Had my first like real practice, like blocking, getting hit. I was like, golly, this is awful. Just kept grinding. Winning that baseball year, had a pretty good year. Getting a couple of looks. Win the next year, hurt my shoulder. Or win the football next year, hurt my shoulder. Win the season, like trying to throw. I had to move the first. Couldn't throw a lot. And then I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to stick it out with football, I guess. So then,
right. So when they moved you from quarterback to tight end, I know you told me that, obviously you were just like, man, like you weren't really all into it. But did you try to like fight the coaches back? Not physically.
No, it was like, so it was my goal. It was 8th grade year coming up. It was me. Like I was in middle school. We like won a little like middle school championship. And then another kid came, David Renard. He's actually going to Furman now. He's a great guy, but I was like, I'm better than this kid. Like, there's no way. So then we had a junior. He's committed to South Alabama, and he was our quarterback then. And the head coach came up to me. It's like 7-on-7, and he's like, "You're not gonna." He's like, "I'm gonna be honest. You're not gonna play over him." He's like, "We could use you at like slot receiver, tight end." He's like, "If you want to go," and like 7-on-7 is a lot different than normal football. So I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'll go catch a couple touchdowns. Do my thing." Went in. I was like, "All right, this is pretty fun." And then like season came around, started hitting, and they were like, "All right, go with the lineman." And I was like, I ain't no lineman, bro. I'm not fat. Like, calm down. Let's went over there, and then I mean, it was a grind for sure. I was awful. I was there getting a 3-point stance. I was like, elaborate. What do you mean? So like, what do you want me to do? Then just figured it out. Figured I was pretty good at it. Got a couple looks, and then just stuck with it.
Man, that's wild, bro. I know this isn't, collegiate football by any means, and I know I'm a retired athlete, but I'm actually in the 7-on-7 league right now. And I remember we had practice yesterday. I play running back and receiver, and these dudes put me at center, for a little bit. And so I was snapping the ball. And then after a couple of mistakes, they were just like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm just like, dog, I don't play center.
Yeah, I'm not. They were trying to get me. I was like a freshman blocking. We had like, he was a big DN. He went to, his name was Cody Inman. I just remember Cody Inman. Probably the biggest bully I ever played. He was a good guy, but he was like a bully on the field. Like he took complete advantage. I'd go out to block him. He'd just throw me down. And I was like, dude, they're like, get up. And I'm like, I don't play this position. I'm not a lineman. Like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Right. And, we're not coming off as complainers, but it's just like, if you're going to put us in a position that we don't play, and then it's like, something goes wrong or we don't do something, then you can't look at us and be like, yo, what are you doing? It's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing by putting me in this position?
Yeah,
Like, you set me up for failure, coach.
that's exactly how I felt the whole time.
Yeah, bro. So that's crazy because that literally happened yesterday. So it's like it's crazy that I can relate, to what you're saying. But Baxley, bro. So we talked about how you started off. When did you start playing football competitively? Was that like in elementary school, middle school?
It was elementary. I think it was probably say I didn't play flag football or nothing. I literally jumped. I played up 6U as a 5-year-old, and I played 7U, and then I ended up going back to my grade by I think 8U. I think. And it was, competitive the whole. I'm a very competitive person. So like, especially I was playing quarterback and like linebacker, so I was ready to go.
So, but correct me if I'm wrong, but you're currently listed at 6'2", correct?
Yeah, 6'2".
So did you have like a growth spurt in high school? I mean, you told me you was a quarterback, and most of the time when you're a quarterback, you're already taller to begin with.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I was kind of, growing up, my dad's like 6'4", 300 pounds. This big old dude. So I was always like kind of big. I was never like, there's always that one kid that's like 6 foot in like fourth grade, and you're like, all right. But I was never like that. I stayed with the crowd. I was always like one of the tallest, not the tall. I've never was like the tallest, but I was one of the tallest. I probably hit 6'2". I probably broke 6 foot freshman year, but like probably this time last year, like when I was at Mercer like 2 days ago for orientation. I weighed in like 229, and I was like, my first visit was like almost exactly a year ago, and I was like 209. So,
damn.
Yeah. So when I went up to Raven,
so you just been eating a lot more, or you've been lifting heavier?
Or? They do a great job of making it like a college experience. All the coaches like played in college or were coaches in college, so they know what to do. And so like they had like a little like meal plan, like how much calories, and I kind of was like our coach, like Fly Branch did that, of course. He had a good weight training, but like growing up, I was kind of like, I'd look around, see who's looking like supposed to do 5, I do like 3. And then whenever I was like, all right, I actually want to be serious about football, it was kind of, that's whenever I started like actually like seeing like improvement and everything. Started gaining weight. I was drinking like 3 protein shakes a day. It was, I was trying to put on some weight, but I wasn't getting like, I ran my fastest time when I was like 223, I think.
Right.
40. So it wasn't like I was like getting out of shape. It was good muscle or like good weight.
No, facts. Yeah. I mean, yeah, just because you're putting on weight doesn't mean you getting fatter. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's why I was just like, I think you've been working out a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of your, you didn't say your 40-yard dash, but you talked about how you ran your fastest at 223 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm tripping, but last time I checked, according to your huddle profile, your 40-yard dash is 4.89. Have you had a faster time since?
Nah, I think I've had like some hand times, but that was at Wake Forest.
Wake Forest.
I got a camp there, weighed in, like 223, something like that. Went out there, ran a 4.89. I've had like, we do hand times at Raven, but I mean, people are like, that don't count, misclick and all that stuff. So fastest laser is 4.89. Yeah.
Okay, bet, bro. Well, and I thought it was pronounced Rayburn, but your high school is pronounced Rayburn High School, right?
Yeah, like Raven. People say Rayburn. It's not Rayburn. There's no
Rayburn. What? I don't even. Let me see how it's spelled. This
is Mercer.
That's right.
Right. I thought you were looking at my shirt. That's my fault.
No, you're good, bro. No. What's it called though? So, what do you believe is a highlight of your high school career? And what was the biggest takeaway you took, not just athletically, but also in life throughout your high school career, seeing as how it just ended?
There's a lot. I mean, people always like, yo, high school, like some people like it sucks. Other people like it was the best time of my life. So like, I was always like, I wonder what part of my life this is. I always like kind of thinking, and I had a great high school life. In the time I was like, dude, this sucks. Like my friends are at the lake. I'm training. Like this is not worth it. Like, but then one thing I would say, like, if you are like for kids, like trying to play collegiate ball, if you want to do it, you got to work. Like there's nobody out there. Like even like I saw this thing about Drew, his dad, he's got all the athletic ability. and me and him hang out every day. We both will split up at like around like 1 o'clock. He'll go hit, I'll go lift, or I'll go run. Like if you want to be great, you gotta train. Like it's just you gotta want to be. Like it's not just gonna happen.
And you got to make sacrifices, right?
Yeah. It sucks. It's one of those things where it's like, is it going to benefit me in the future? Is it going to benefit me in the moment? I think about that stuff all the time. It's like kind of like everything I go through in life. That's like a big takeout. My mom always says that. It's kind of about like who I'm hanging out with, what I'm doing. Like, am I training? Like, is that benefiting you right now? Or is it going to benefit you like in the rest of your life? So that's definitely
Ryan, I know this isn't like directly correlated, but I kind of view those as battles of some sorts, right? Where you're having to choose between like, oh, do I go out or do I go out with my friends and party or go out to this club, or do I go out and put in the work? Do I head to the gym and put in the work? You know what I mean? And I seen this on your Instagram, bro. But in one of your quotes, you talked about how God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, I'm a believer myself, and so something like that's something that I resonate with. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm going through things, and I love how you included that. And I don't know, I just wanted to bring it up.
Oh yeah.
But bro, so like I said in the intro, your senior year, 43 catches, 619 yards, 13 touchdowns. And we'll touch on this a little later, but you also landed at number 3 in our May top 10 football highlights. So we'll dive into that later. But bro, after putting up a stat line like that, I mean, 13 touchdowns, I'm sure you have to have been feeling like Gronk, from time to time.
I remember Press Sports made that like Travis Kelce. They're like, he's next Travis Kelce. And I mean, it's definitely a confidence booster. But at the same time, I'm 6'2". Like I'm not most tight ends. Like you'll see like Georgia like 6'6" and all that 6'5", 250. So it was kind of like I was like feeling myself like in games, and I'd go back and like check and I have no DMs, and I was like, all right, like I need like I'm not where I need to be. Like coaches aren't hitting me up. So
no DMs. You funny. Hey, but you're humble though, bro, and I like that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You're humble.
Yes,
you know what I mean? But hey, you good news though, bro. You're only what, 18, 19 years old?
18, yeah.
18. And look, you don't stop growing, and at least as far as height, you don't stop growing until you're like 21 or 23. The latest I ever heard was 25.
Yeah, no.
For me, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, there's a lot of like signs, like you're not fully grown till like 4 years out of college, all that. So I'm
bro, who knows, bro? You might have another growth spurt waiting you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So you brought up Travis Kelce. Do you have like a favorite tight end in the NFL? Do you have any tight ends that you watch closely?
It was like, I kind of, it's weird. I have a lot. I mean, Kyle Pitts. I like to say Kyle Pitts because I feel myself as like more like a receiving tight end, and I mean, he's basically like he's our top receiver at the Falcons. So like,
right.
I kind of want to look at it. But at the same time, like I know, like I'm at Mercer, I'm definitely like I'm gonna have to get down like in the trenches. So one guy I know, like he's been retired for a minute, but growing up, he was like, even when I was a quarterback, he's my favorite player. Like Tony Gonzalez, you remember him? The Falcons. He's like the Chiefs. Yeah, that dude. I like that. That's like I want to play like him. Like I like that play style. How like physical. He'd go get the ball. He'd go manhandle D in. Like that's how I'm trying to be.
I mean, he's only one of the greatest tight ends of all time, right? Like if he's not
like, I feel like I strive to like be like his play style.
Right, sure. Right. And that's definitely not a bad example to model your game after. But Baxley, we're gonna transition now towards your college career. I mean, Rabin High School, that's in Georgia, and you're from Georgia, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And so if I'm not mistaken, Mercer University is also in Georgia.
Yes, sir.
So you're staying relatively close to home.
Yeah, not far.
Did you ever think about moving outside of the state to play college football, or the whole time was it like, nah, I'm staying home, staying close to home, I'm staying in state?
It was, I mean, I'd have like like the player like profiles is like figure like you had to fill it out. It's like kind of like you have like recommendation of what school. I was like, I don't want to be too far. I'm
Right.
they're like family grown. Like I'd like to stay close if I could. So that was definitely like when I had like Furman hit me up, or like Mercer, and then like all those schools like Gardner Webb. They were all within like 3 or 4 hours. But then at the same time, I think the first school like I ever had like a call with was Harvard. So it was
Harvard.
yeah. So I was like for a second I was like,
Oh.
yeah, I'm cold north. Yeah, and that's not personally not for me, but I mean like it's definitely if like a good opportunity presented itself, I would do it. I know it's a sacrifice. Like if I went there, coaching staff, facilities, team, like I would do that. But preferably, I wanted to stay close.
Right. I mean, hey, you bring up Harvard, but I could be wrong. I could be tripping, but if I saw correctly, your high school GPA throughout high school actually was 3.75.
Yes, sir. I think I actually got it up at the end. I think it was like 3.79 at the end when I finished out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no wonder you was getting calls from Harvard then.
Yeah, I'm not crazy smart, but I definitely get it done in the classroom.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, hey, I think you embody the term student athlete, in the right way, especially when you kind of have that mindset going to the classroom as you do going onto the field. Baxter, I want to ask you though, bro, do you have any specific goals heading into your first year of college over at Mercer University?
I mean, they got one thing. People are like, "You think you're gonna start freshman year?" And like my thing, I'm trying to get on the field, whether it's special teams or just I want to travel. I want to be on the travel roster. We have 110 kids rostered, 75 travel. I want to be one of the 75. That's my goal.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna be content if I'm like in the opportunity to compete. I'm gonna go down there and compete. But that's my goal is to be on the travel roster.
And I believe you could do it.
Oh yeah.
I saw this quote on the NCSA website. I don't know how long ago this was, but I'm going to quote you real quick. You said, "I believe I have everything it takes to perform at the next level. I set myself apart with my dedication to learn my sport, my position, my team, and my opponents. I understand it takes more than talent to be the best. I'm a very disciplined athlete that works hard. No one will ever outwork me." So with that mindset, bro, you going to do it.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You're going to do it.
I live by that. No one's going to outwork me.
No one's going to outwork you.
Yes,
well,
sir.
Speaking of that, do you have aspirations of one day being in the NFL? And if not, what are your career goals?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like I said, if I ball out and something happens, I definitely would 100% love to be in the NFL. But at the same time, I understand there's millions of kids trying to go to the NFL. So I'm way too in love with the sport to give it up. So I want to be a coach after. So when I finish, coach, yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. And are you looking to study anything, like in particular come college?
I'm doing sports marketing.
Marketing. Okay.
My dad's like, we just have we kind of like all like kind of salesmen. I took marketing all throughout high school. I loved it. Love sports. So I was like, yeah, we'll stick with that.
Okay, no doubt, bro. No doubt. Well, now we're going to transition over to press sports, how you got into it, why do you use it, and then some of those plays that we talked about. And we'll start off with some of those plays.
All right.
So I remember calling this, I think it was about a month ago, maybe less, but you were featured at number 3 in our May Top 10 football highlights where you had a one-handed touchdown snag in the end zone. And I saw you wear the number 13, so I couldn't help but bring up Odell Beckham Jr. I don't know if you heard, me calling it. Did you actually hear me call that?
Were you the one doing like the voiceover for the top 10?
Yeah, for the top 10.
Yeah. I watched it a couple times. I had a couple people send it to me. I posted it, reposted it, and everything. So I did. I was listening to it for sure.
Is Odell a player that you try to model your game after, or is he a guy that you like watching?
I mean, yeah, I like watching. I mean, he's a little too showboaty for me personally, but no, he's a great player. But I mean, yeah, I definitely strive. He'd be definitely a dude I look up to.
Definitely. And I just saw the correlation because I saw number 13. I saw the one-handed grab. So I was like, yeah, definitely brings to mind Odell. But on that particular play, bro, what was going through your head?
I remember we got a kid. He was on the same. It was outside. He's wide out. Jaden Gibson. He's coming. He's a rising senior. He's got like 14 something, 14 plus offers.
Mm-hmm.
And we just run. We had this one. It was literally just called. I don't remember the play, but it was a one-on-one. Like just go straight up, get off the line, and then. Well, I mean, we had Gunner Stockton at quarterback, so he's putting it wherever. And it was put it on the back shoulder, and they went and he was in. I think he was running like he wasn't running man. He was running like zone, so he was facing. So he was just on that. And I remember I was just kind of like a decoy route, just trying to like bring the safety over. And I'm running, and with Gunner, I mean, that boy, he runs back. He's gonna wait till somebody gets open. So I remember he's probably in the backfield for like 6 seconds, and I was just running, went this way, went that way, and then he saw like a little bit of separation. He threw it up. I was like, I think it's a little high, but let's go for it. And got my hand on it. Worked out good.
Damn, so you told me that you was just running essentially what was a decoy route. So you weren't even the primary read. Were you even the second or third?
I mean, I might have been the third check down, maybe.
Third?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I mean, that's most of my touchdowns were just Gunner scrambling back and forth and just working my defender, trying to find a way open. Then, I mean, like I said, he'll if he sees daylight, he's putting it there. He's not missing many throws. So
man. And just so you know, bro, I'm over here in Seattle, and one of the teams that I cover is the Seahawks. I know he's not a Seahawk anymore, but I still got love for him. I feel like, bro, if you were to make it to the NFL, you would play or you'd get along well with Russell Wilson. Oh, yeah. I know you know how Russell Wilson plays. He's scrambling, and he loves those guys that can get open, especially when he's scrambling, working to make magic. You talked about how most of your touchdowns came off of those, broken plays.
Oh, yeah.
Man, is he a player you watch at all?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be weird not seeing him in the Seahawks jersey, but I mean, who knows, Broncos? We'll see what happens.
Right. All right, Baxley, well, you got one more play that I wanted to break down. This actually isn't even a football play, though. This is a baseball play. So I don't know if you have it like in front of you, or I hope you remember what I'm talking about, but talk to me about that play. Like, when was that and what is so significant about it? Because I think you posted on the app, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. It was kind of just we were playing Tallulah Falls, I remember. We played them first game of the season. Well, first of all, going into baseball, I was up at Ray-Ban, and I was just kind of like never met the coach. I like the coach meet up with me in the hallway. He's like, "Yo, I'm ready for the season," and all my boys were playing golf. I was like, "I'm gonna play golf," and then he came up to me. He's like, "Yo, we got our first practice. You gonna be there?" And I was like, "I've played baseball since I was 3 years old. Like, I'd be upset if I don't finish it out." So I was like, "Yeah, I got you. I'll finish it out." We played that same team, not the home run, not like that hit, but we played that same team. Mm-hmm. It was like 14-0 in the third inning. It was something.
My goodness.
We had one hit. I was the only hit the whole game. We had like 9 strikeouts, 1 hit. It was bad. And then I remember we came back, and I'm not a fan of people trash talking, especially like to me. And I remember one kid was like chirping the whole time, like the first game, because I had to catch. I was catching, and he was like right behind home plate. I remember we came back that game and started off. I got like 4 ball. I like walked, and then we put up like 3 or 4 runs, like 4-0. And I came up. I mean, it was running off first and second, maybe just first. And I heard that same kid. He's like, "Oh, here comes the redhead. He's back here. Going to strike out." And I was like, "All right." Then he threw a curveball. I fouled it off. Threw another curveball, and then it kept going.
Home run.
Oh, yeah.
Out the ballpark.
Yeah, I hit it pretty good.
Little pimp job there, huh?
Yeah, no, I was definitely feeling it. I was like, I wanted to like run around third, like give him the bird, but I was like, just be cool. Be cool.
Give him the bird. No, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Man, well, that's dope, bro. I mean, baseball, football, highlights of all kinds. To everybody out there that's tuned in, be sure to fan up my guy, man. If you haven't already, download the Press Sports app. Be sure to fan him up. What's your Press Sports username, bro?
I think it's like Baxley OB14, something like that. It's not many people have named Baxley, so if you type in Baxley, it's probably
right. That is a very unique name to say the least, bro. But a couple more questions here before we do wrap things up. As you know, there are thousands, bro, of different athletes that use the app. Not even athletes, there's coaches, there's scouts, there's media members, all sorts of people, fans, just fans. Mm-hmm. So do you have any sort of advice for people that use the app or that are looking to play collegiate ball?
I mean, one thing, like I said, my thing, Drew, I remember I saw in Drew's stories, like, he got ranked like top 5 for it was like press sports. I was like, what's press sports? He's like, just a little app. He's like, just a little some site. I was like, all right, I'm gonna sign up. Started posting on it. I mean, but like one thing I would say is it definitely does create exposure for sure. So I mean, it's only gonna help you. So like that was like my thing. I was like, me posting my highlights, it's only gonna get more people seeing it, more coaches viewing it. Like, so I mean, I probably post like once a day, easily once a day, just trying to get my name out there. Which, if you want to be like, if you want to be known, you got to get your name out there. Like, so that was my thing. I just kept going, just trying to do it. Worked my way up. I got verified, got a bunch of followers, got a bunch of hype. Then started posting. I got made some good plays. Then they started going. Y'all started posting them like top 3. Got a lot of followers. So that's definitely my thing. Is if you want to get exposure, it definitely helps.
Okay, and actually, I guess you answered my next question because I was going to ask, like, why do you use it today? But that's a perfect answer to get more exposure, right? To kind of just put yourself out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like, and I've said this before, but everybody works hard, but not everybody's going to shine. You know what I mean? And so to stand out from the other people that are working hard, you got to be able to market yourself. You got to be able to put yourself out there. And I feel like with an app like Press Sports, I'm not even just saying this because I work, with Press Sports and for Press Sports, but genuinely, if you're an athlete out there, college, middle school, high school, you're looking to get noticed, you could potentially even sign an NIL deal later on. If you're looking for your future school, Press Sports is the one for you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was like, yeah, I'm not getting paid enough. I'm just saying. I mean, one thing. I mean, that definitely helps marketing yourself. I didn't get it. I didn't know Twitter. Like that's mainly how coaches contact you is through Twitter. I got Twitter like my junior year, I think, or something. So, I mean, it definitely helps market yourself, get yourself out there.
No doubt, bro. Hey, well, Baxley, it's been a great time, bro, chatting up with you. You know what they say. Time flies when you're having fun. But before we do go, right, and wrap things up, please, bro, I'm going to give you the floor. Again, drop your Press Sports username so fans can fan you up. Drop your Instagram, your Twitter, any other socials you want to share, any announcements, anything that you want to share, anything that's coming up. Floor is yours, brother.
Yeah, I mean, definitely fan me up. Most social media, like I said, Baxley O'Brien, or just Baxley is not a very common name. So if you look it up, you're probably gonna see me. Got the red hair, I'm gonna shine out. But man, I just want to say thank you to Press Sports. Like I said, helps me out. It's definitely got me a lot of exposure, got me a lot of followers. So I'm very, very thankful for you guys. Stay tuned. I don't know what number I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be out there on the field somehow. See me at Mercer. I think third game. Oh, whoops, this side. Third game of the year. I think we're playing Auburn. So we're gonna be on TV.
Let's go.
You'll see me out there for sure.
Come on, y'all. Hey, this has been Baxley O'Brien, Mercer University. This has been your host, your boy, Calvin Domingo, aka Steezy A. Smith with Press Sports. We signing off. Have a good night, y'all.
Yes, sir.